All right. Good evening, everyone. The time is 6 p.m., and I hereby call this meeting of the Student Senate to order. So we'll begin with a roll call. When I call your name, please say here or present. Moran. Rolls. Samantha Jones. Pelzer. Kwiatkowski. Utica. Palin. Moisango. Nievenhoven. Azan. Kameyer. Pedasani. Verriger. Gopa. Snyder. I'll accept it. Momini. Spawn. Holiday. Sidney Jones. Sloop. And Pursley. With that, we do have quorum for the evening. And so we'll move next into the Pledge of Allegiance led by Vice Speaker Pursley. All right, and so seeing no Senate program for this evening, we'll next move into open forum. Open forum shall serve as an opportunity for students to speak about any issues relevant to the student body. If you're here tonight for open forum, I would ask that you approach the podium at this time. And I would also ask senators to close or mostly close your laptops as a show of respect to the speaker. This time is yours.
Director of Affordability for Iowa State Student Government. I just wanted to let you know some last year promises I made was to create a survey to get more people the federal teach grant. And here I am to tell you, sorry, English isn't my. I'm here to tell you that the survey is in full effect and we've helped over 40 students get around $160,000 in grant money by directing them to our Teach Grant advisor. And we're only going to keep on doing more. I just wanted to make sure that all of you knew that I was doing the job you guys put me here. Thank you.
All right, and with that, is there anyone else here for open forum tonight? Seeing no one, we'll move into adopting this evening's agenda. Are there any amendments before we do so? There's been a motion to add item 002SC and 003SC under item 006SG in special orders. Is there a second? Are there any objections to this amendment? Seeing none, it shall be made. Are there any further amendments before we adopt this evening's agenda? Seeing none, is there a motion to adopt the agenda? Is there a second? Are there any objections? Seeing none, it shall be adopted. And with that, we'll move on to adopting the minutes from our previous meeting. Is there a motion to do so? Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Are there any objections to those minutes? Seeing none, they shall be approved. And with that, we'll move into committee reports, starting with the Rules Committee and Speaker Momini.
Rules has an official meeting time and place. It will be at Thursdays, 5:30 in room 3540 of the Memorial Union. If you're interested in coming or want to talk with us, we're open for you guys to show up. We are also still looking for members. Our committee currently only sits at 2 senators. So if you are interested, please come see me. I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, that's it.
With that, the floor is open for any questions. Seeing none, we'll move over to finance.
All right, guys, not a lot for me today. We have 3 finance bills that we'll see today, one of which you'll be voting on, and that's the Big 12 conference bill. Finance saw that this Monday, and we did send that favorably. Thank you.
Floor is open for questions. Seeing none, we'll move over to the PR committee.
Hello, everyone. PR has been very hard at work working with the co-director of events this past week, getting all the flyers ready for the Student Government Expo. We're also working hard in creating an outreach presentation for the retreat. So that's the stuff we've been working on this week. And then today was Club Fest. We got over 100 names for Club Fest. So we're going to be sending out an email to every single one of these people that signed up, and look for more information in the future for filling your committees or filling Senate seats, because we are going to distribute all these names.
Floor is open for any questions for PR. Seeing none, we'll move on to the Idea Committee. All right, we do not have a representative tonight for Idea, so we'll move on to events.
Hey everybody, with the Student Government Expo coming up, I just want you to make sure you're finalizing your committee plans for your booth. If you have any other needs, please let Monet and I know as soon as possible so we can get those done. I'll be sending out an email next week with just final details of that. Thank you to everybody on the PR committee for helping us out. Hoping to get the Student Government Conference budget passed today, so please ask questions if you have them, but be mindful we spent a lot of time working on it already, so thank you.
The floor is open. Seeing no questions, we'll move on to local affairs.
Hi guys. So we had a city council meeting last night. I was able to deliver our first message from our Message to the Mayor program. Senator Gopa, the mayor says hello back. So they're very excited about that program, and I'm really excited to get rolling on that, and hopefully we'll see some big changes and lots of ideas for projects. So that's about all I've got, guys.
All right, are there any questions for the Local Affairs Committee? Seeing none, we'll move over to sustainability.
Hi guys, we had our second meeting today, and you're actually going to see a bill from us today seating our senators, which is very exciting. We have 3 amazing people up for being sat for us. In addition, we've gotten one of our subcommittees already going. The Volunteer Opportunities Subcommittee is officially meeting for their first time next week, and we're also in the process of creating more subcommittees based off of ideas that we've received from a lot of organizations last year and a lot of students last year at things like Club Fair and all of that fun stuff. So be on the lookout for that.
The floor is open for any questions. Seeing none, over to health and wellness.
Hi guys, hope you're all having a good week. Just 2 things to talk about. First off, with the upcoming retreat, I just want to say I'm excited for you all to take part in the Green Flags training, which will be the first part of the sexual assault prevention plan. Senator Spahn has done a great job putting that in place. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. And secondly, the Health and Wellness Committee is still accepting applications. So if any of you are interested, please do not hesitate to reach out. That's all I have.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to legislative ambassadors.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Just wanted to give a quick reminder that next Tuesday is our Board of Regents event starting at 5:30. If you have not responded to my email yet about your attendance, please respond to me by tomorrow. If I don't hear from you, I will be individually emailing all of you. So just make sure you tell me if you tell us if you're going to be there. Other than that, we're working on finalizing our legislative priorities, so stay tuned for that. And if you're also interested in joining legislative ambassadors, please let me know. We're looking for more senators. Thank you.
The floor is open. So seeing no questions, thank you. I'll move on to that other category. This is an opportunity to speak about any committees that are not otherwise represented on tonight's agenda. Seeing none, we'll move on to comments from the judicial branch.
Hey everyone, so tonight you're going to see nominations for 3 new justices for the court, and you'll also be seeing nomination for a new election commissioner. The Supreme Court is working on getting everybody's schedules together to meet this upcoming week, and we'll be up and running. So hopefully you guys can ask these justices some good questions tonight. Thank you.
Are there any questions for the court? Seeing none, we'll move on to comments from our advisor. That's you, Brad.
My fault. just wanted to give everybody a little bit of kudos. We're 2 weeks in, got some good stuff going on, so keep that going. When it comes to this weekend for the retreat, please come and be ready to engage. They've got some great stuff in there for you, but also please be careful because you're out there. You'll be representing Iowa State while you're out there as well. The only other thing that we want to make sure everybody knows and is reminded of, there is the substance-free tailgate that we are working with the Health and Wellness Department on. So if you have an opportunity or you haven't had an opportunity yet, I believe it's September 21st is when the substance-free tailgate is going to be. It's a great opportunity for you to get your name out there and also to just enjoy some time with your other colleagues and your other students to make sure that everybody feels included in the student government area. So if you have time, please do volunteer for that. Other than that, with the Board of Regents and stuff next week, I know Martin and Quinn and the chief officers doing some great things with y'all. They are super excited to be here. So thank y'all very much for putting the best foot forward to show the Regents why Iowa State deserves to keep the Cy-Hawk Trophy on this campus for years to come. And by the way, go Cyclones.
Would help if I turn the mic on. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to comments from the executive branch with President Hirsch.
Hi, guys. I don't have a lot for tonight. It was already hit on by our great directors, so thank you for that. Really proud of what we're doing, and I really appreciate everyone's involvement in the photos that we're doing. It's a great step forward getting back to being a professional organization. Thank you.
Are there any questions for the executive branch? Seeing none, we'll move into the business of this evening, starting with Special Order 2024-2-005 SG, seating a senator to the Health and Wellness Committee with Vice Speaker Josie Pursley.
Okay, so Anna is going to be going up and talking. She's hoping to be set for the Health and Wellness Committee.
Hey guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Anna Spahn. I'm a UROC senator this year. Last year I served as the Director of Health and Wellness and had a great experience. I was able to do the Sexual Violence Prevention Education proposal, as well as serve on the Health and Wellbeing Symposium Committee, implement the Universal Changing Table in the Memorial Union, and some other great projects. So I'm hoping to continue that. Adam and I have already been talking about some great stuff we can do with health and wellness. He mentioned that we are going to be doing some implementation of the proposal that I did last year, starting with the retreat this Saturday and Sunday. So I'm really excited about that. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Floor is open for questions or comments. Moved and seconded to end debate at this time. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing none, closing comments, Vice Speaker Pursley? Seeing no closing comments, UC has been called for, thank you. Are there any objections to passing this nominee by way of unanimous consent? Seeing none, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, we'll see item 2024-2-006 SG, seating senators to the Sustainability Committee with Vice Speaker Pursley.
This is for 3 senators to be on the Sustainability Committee. They can go up and talk about themselves.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a College of Engineering senator. I'm really interested in joining the Sustainability Committee because I think it's something that's really important. It's something that I believe my skill set could be uniquely useful for, being able to create websites, and my skill set that I've been getting through working with the PR committee can definitely be an asset for them. So I'm excited to be working with them.
Hi guys, I'm Lauren. I'm the Frederickson Court Senator. I just said that because you said that. But I'm interested in being on the Sustainability Committee again. I was on it previously for half of last semester just because of when I was seated. There wasn't a lot of time. But I did get to help out with the events that they had last semester, and I'm excited to do that again. So.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julius. I'm an off-campus senator, and sustainability is really important to me. That's the reason I want to join this committee. I'm a Boy Scout, so that whole nature is important. It's driven into me since I was a wee lad. So that's my interest in this committee.
All right, so if not, the floor is open for questions or comments. Starting with Vice Speaker Pursley.
Okay, so the Sustainability Committee has a large fund. They have the Green Initiatives Fund behind them. Do you guys have any special projects or ideas you have while on this committee to use these funds?
I have a really specific project in mind. For context, I used to live on the south side of Larch, so I always got to see in the wee hours of the night the Jack Trice, like the banner that goes around. And I stayed up here over summer, and the banner was on still, and it was in the off season, and I just think that's kind of a waste to have the Iowa State Cyclones football thing be going in the off season and again at like 2 a.m. And that's something that I'm looking to talk with the university about and seeing if they could put it on a timer or figure something out for more considerable hours, just make it a little bit more reasonable.
I mean, I'm still orienting myself on the committee, and I'm mostly focused on getting any web stuff going for them and any sort of thing that people have eyes on, spreading the word. So as I get more oriented, as I see where more needs are, and as I speak to more people, that's when I'll have more of a plan for that.
I'll kind of reflect what he said. I'm kind of new, young to this, so I don't have any brilliant ideas. I had, I guess, an idea for like a bike share, and then I saw that Ohio State did a recycling bottle exchange. So if we could do something like that, that's obviously fresh and young in my mind, but I don't know how we'd go about it yet. But that's just some ideas I had.
All right, and so with that, the floor is open for further questions or comments. Is there a second? Moved and seconded to end debate at this time. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, closing comments, Vice Speaker Pursley. Seeing no closing comments, UC has been called for. Are there any objections to passing these nominees by way of unanimous consent? Seeing none, the motion carries. Congratulations. There we go. With that, we'll move into item 2024-2-002SC, confirming nominees to the Supreme Court with Speaker Mominy.
Well, y'all, this is exactly what it sounds like. The Supreme Court has some empty chairs, so I'm going to invite the three up there to tell us a little bit about yourself. You can say your name, major, why you're interested, background information.
Hello, guys. My name is Dylan Miller. I'm a political science major. I'll tell you a little bit about myself here first before I get into exactly why I wanted to be here. Just try to keep it brief. So I'm actually a returning student, right? I started college in 2016, believe it or not. I ended up dropping out after I had some, I guess, personal issues. We'll leave it there. I ended up being a cable guy for 3 years, along with a few other things. It got down to the point eventually where I decided that I could see myself possibly doing that for the rest of my life or something like it. And I quickly decided it was time to go back. I just feel like I have a better connection with my ability to actually make some kind of a change or do something in the direction that I think is best for, I guess, for me in my mind, I'm thinking like the nation or the state, but even ISU if I am in college or something like that. So I think that's true. I've eventually decided that I'm going to be going to hopefully Iowa after this semester here, or 2 semesters from now for law school, and that's my plan for now. Well, I'd really like to be on the Supreme Court, mostly for the experience. Things like that is really the important part for me. I understand that the judicial branch might not be the most busy of the branches, but still being able to have that outsized impact on things that I deem or think are important would be really important to me. I think that's would be pretty cool. So, thank you. or do you want to go?
So you're welcome to each introduce yourself and share whatever you like.
Sounds good. Sorry about that. Hi, my name's Abigail Jones, but I go by Abby, so you guys feel free to call me Abby. I'm a political science and criminal justice student here at Iowa State. I'm going into my senior year. I am involved in the political science club, and I'm currently the intern with Iowa State Student Wellness for the substance use and prevention. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to be on the Supreme Court is I have a passion for the judicial branch specifically, and I believe that this will give me a lot of experience in learning the ways about it, and especially the importance of being impartial with it, and how it is important to put aside your biases and just interpret the law for the way it is.
Good evening. My name is Jeffrey Barta. I'm a junior here at Iowa State. I have a double major in industrial technology and agricultural systems technology. The reason I want to become a justice for the Supreme Court here is after school here at Iowa State, I plan to attend law school and potentially pursue a political career in the future. And I think this would give me a unique opportunity to get exposure into politics at a much smaller scale and just figure out if it's a place for me and just learn as much as I can while it's easy and available to me. Thank you.
And with that, the floor is open for any questions or comments. Moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, closing comments with Speaker Momini. Seeing no closing comments, UC has been called for. Are there any objections to passing these nominees by way of unanimous consent? Seeing no objection, the motion carries.
The Constitution
and laws of the government
and the laws of the government
for the benefit of all students.
for the benefit of all students.
Congratulations.
All right, and so with that, we'll see item 2024-2-003 SC, confirming the nomination of an election commissioner with Speaker Momini.
All right, y'all, this is exactly how it sounds. In a second, you're going to hear friendly because, you know, when we did our working meeting and I told you guys to copy and paste bills, oopsies, I forgot to delete the word when I copied and pasted it. So this is not vice commissioner. This is the election commissioner. With that, please ask questions. I have no bad words for Santi, right? But ask questions if you don't know.
Okay, perfect. In case you don't know me, my name is Santi Fajardo. I am a political science major here at Iowa State, and I'm also the current Election Commission treasurer. So just why I want to be in this position, I think the Election Commission needs a new direction to make it into a more professional organization. So this starts with fixing our relationship with Senate. There's some weird, I don't even know what to call it, just weird rivalry between Senate and Election Commission, and I want to make sure that we're on the same page, that Election Commission is present here in Senate, that we're here present in student government events. Another thing is making sure that during the campaigns, we don't work against the slates. We're there working with the slates to make sure that no violations happen. We don't want to get slates with violations. We want to make sure that we're working with them. This involves creating a new weekly meeting. We're trying to get that into the election code so that the treasurer, the vice commissioner, and the commissioner meet with the campaigns every single week, and we can go over all the doubts that they might have, if they have an idea, then I have a gray area in the election code so that we can get over that, we can get ahead of anything that could happen. And then we're also currently working on new bylaws changes to make sure that the actual penalties are a lot more specific. And so slates and the commission is a lot more clear on, okay, these are the penalties that we want to apply to a slate or that we don't want to apply to the slate, so that slates know this is the laws that they can't break. And so the commission knows how to actually apply the penalties, because I feel there was a lot of miscommunications between the slates and the campaigns where we didn't know where the line was between, okay, is this penalty per count of violation or is this not? So we want to make sure that the election laws is clear, we have a better relationship with Senate, and again, we just a more professional organization.
All right, and so the floor is open for any questions or comments. Starting with Senator Kameyer.
Hi, Tom. I was just wondering, with you taking over as election commissioner, what were the plans for the treasurer of election commission?
Perfect. So we sent out a mass email a few days ago to all undergraduate students. You might have gotten it. So we're currently looking for the position of treasurer, and I believe some of our debate chair and some of our chair positions. So we do have about 15 people that have responded to that mass email. So Tatum is doing a wonderful job at interviewing those candidates, and we do have a handful of people that are interviewing for treasurer. So we have a plan for that.
And just as a follow-up, when can you expect to get a treasurer? Like,
we're hoping over the next couple weeks to have a nominee for treasurer in.
Mm-hmm. Speaker Momini.
You might have said this at the very beginning and I missed it, but for the benefit of the body, can you tell us about your previous experience on election commission?
Yeah, absolutely. So this past year, I served as treasurer of the election commission. So just a little bit about my role looked like. I was just managing all the different finances the election commission had. In particular, during elections, I was responsible for making sure that slates were spending money appropriately. If you were on the 2 presidential campaigns, you dealt with me a lot. I went through all the ledgers and made sure that campaigns are spending the right amount in what they should be doing. Also made sure that the election commission had what it needed from supplies, candy for events, just making sure that our money's being spent in the right places. And then I also served on the violations committee, adjudicating some of the violations that we had this past year.
Good? Just checking. Senator Azan.
Hi. Could you talk about the challenges the Election Commission has faced in past, and what's your strategy to overcome, if there is any? Thank you.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest challenges was not being on the same page with the slates. I felt that last year we had a very adversarial relationship with the slates, that it was more of how can we get someone in trouble rather than how can we avoid that in the first place. So as I mentioned earlier, my big plan to do that is making sure that we have weekly meetings with the slates so that we can be on the same page on what they're trying to do, and so that we can be on the same, and so that they can be on the same page of, okay, here's what the laws is, and it's really an opportunity to clear up any doubt so we can avoid, and we can be proactive at avoiding getting into any arguments over, oh, this is legal, is this not? The slates know, okay, the commission said, no, we can't do this, and we don't go into the territory violations. The other challenge is not being present enough as student government. I felt that there was a very big disconnect between student government at large and the election commission, and I want to bridge that by making sure that we have at least someone from the election commission at every Senate meeting, taking notes, being present with the rest of the organization. Also, there is Student Government Expo. We're hoping to have some sort of thing there, or at any other student government events that we're able to go. We want to be present there. We want to build that connection with Senate again, because election commission and Senate have to work together to make sure that the elections run smoothly.
Mm-hmm. With that, the floor is open for any further questions or comments. Moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, closing comments, Speaker Momini. Seeing no closing comments. UC has been called for. Are there any objections to passing this nominee by way of unanimous consent? All right. And so if that, will move into a placard vote. And so first of all, you'll have an opportunity to vote yes, no, and remember, you may abstain. I would ask those who are in favor of the nominee. All right, those opposed? And any abstentions? So with a vote of 20 to 0 to 0, the motion carries. And I assume we do have to swear in similarly.
Repeat after me. I solemnly swear or affirm
I solemnly swear
to execute the duties of my position
to execute the duties of my position
as prescribed in the Constitution
as prescribed in the Constitution
and laws of the government
and laws of the government
for the benefit of all students.
for the benefit of all students.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and so if that will move into general order, starting with 2024-2-006F, approving the Student Government Annual Conference Budget with Speaker Momini.
All right, I'm going to invite Monet up to the podium to tell you guys a little bit more about this bill. Ask any questions that you feel. Oh, Monet and Holly, I'm sorry. And I'm trying to get the bill up on the projector, but it's being mean to me, so be patient.
Okay. Hi, guys. You saw this bill last week. Please ask questions if you have them. I know it's a lot of money, but like I said last week, we do need to do the conference. So any questions are welcome.
So the floor is open, starting with Vice Speaker Pursley.
Who are the 6 people we're paying for their plane tickets?
So because we are doing it here at Iowa State, we don't have to pay for any travel or anything. We'll just have student government members. We talked to Martin and Quinn about who will be registering for it. It hasn't been officially decided yet, but other student government members are welcome to join in some of the sessions. They just won't be counted in like the meals and things that cost money like that.
So what?
I think what you're referring to is the number 6. Those are the, that just refers to the 6 schools we believe are flying based on our numbers from last year and the distance. So we believe that 6 of the schools will be flying in.
Oh, okay.
So there's going to be
and it
6.
equals out to 0. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're paying for it. Yeah.
Senator Azan.
Could you talk about the website creation? Are we outsourcing this to someone like student engagement, or what's going on there? What about the IT director? We don't have it anymore.
So the website's already been created by
Conference planning and management.
Here.
We had to outsource it because we didn't have an IT director this summer.
Okay.
You're welcome to go look at the website. It's gorgeous.
Awesome.
Very pretty.
Hey, you.
Sydney Jones.
What's the difference between airport transportation and hotel shuttles?
So some schools are going to be flying in. So the airport transportation is a shuttle from the Des Moines Airport up here to Iowa State to Ames, where their hotel is, and they will actually be paying us back for that. So it shouldn't be an expense, which is why it has 0 in the end column there. Yep. And then the hotel shuttles is just going to be like a bus from the hotel in Ames to campus, so that people aren't driving and having to park everywhere.
Okay, so the 0 is on the hotel shuttle, but the airport transportation, it says we are paying for. Paid by organization?
No, so we are paying that. So the 846 is coming from our budget. It's not coming from student government because we're getting reimbursed for it. That's why it says paid by organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just like sending our vans down there?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So and that's also through conference planning and management.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Gopa.
What's the $750 fee on China?
That is the plates that they will eat on for the formal dinner on Friday. So we're doing a formal dinner Friday night with speakers from around Iowa. So there's a China fee and a linen fee. So that is what those are. Those are the nice plates.
Okay, $500 for the website, so we're paying student engagement, or?
Conference planning and management. We did not have the opportunity to use the IT director as we did not have one this summer. So we had to export that to conference planning and management, which is within the MU. So it's a flat fee of $500. It is already made, so it needs to be paid for.
Okay.
Senator Jones, did you still wish to? Senator Azan.
I just want to clarify, what do you mean by paid by organization? Is it like subcommittee budget or events budget? Like,
It's a great question. So $500 is coming from a Discover Ames sponsorship that we have in exchange for supplying some of their materials. And then the rest of it is through either them paying us back through Marketplace. So like, if you look, the first like dozen or so line items are all within our expected revenue that we will be making back. So that is within the expected revenue of everyone attending, because it costs money to join the conference. And then also within the airport transportation, because they are paying for it on Marketplace. So they have the option to pay for that. If they don't want to pay for that, they don't have to.
okay, awesome, I yield, thank you.
So with that, the floor is open for any further questions or comments. If none, is there a call to question? Is there a second? Did I hear a second? Moved and seconded. Are there any objections to ending debate? Seeing none, closing comments with Speaker Momini. All right, and so seeing as this is a finance bill, once again, we'll move into a roll call vote. When I call your name, please say yes, no, or you may abstain. Moran. Rolls. Samantha Jones. Pelzer. Utica. Palin. Moisango. Nievenhoven. Azan. Kameyer. Pedasani. Verger. Gopa. Snyder. Momini. Spawn. Holiday. Sidney Jones. Sloop. And Pursley. All right, and so with a vote of 20 to 0 to 0, the motion carries.
Thank you.
With that, we'll move into new business, starting with item 2024-2-007F, funding. Sure. That would be a point of order, but still, yeah, please. Can we check on that? So here, if you direct that to the speaker.
Yes, it still has to go back through first read. I believe it was tabled or something like that. So we have to see it again on first read. Yes.
And all legislation that we don't pass at the end of the session has to be reintroduced. So that's item 007F, funding for an in-body composition analysis machine usage with Senator Gopa.
So as Zon mentioned, I presented this last semester, but it's like the last week of school and it didn't work out, so I had to redo it again. So the in-body composition analysis machine is located at State Gym. State Gym bought it for about $20,000, and it's a pretty neat machine. It checks your body fat, it checks how much muscle mass you have, and other statistics like that. I'll send a video out on the chat, and right now they're charging students $15 to use it per session, but I don't think any student wants to pay that, so let's have student government pay for that. And what we're gonna do is, if 66 students or lower use the machine, we're gonna pay a flat fee of $15. And if it's over 66 students per year using it, we'll pay a flat fee of $1,000. And I wanna work with PR to print out posters and distribute flyers.
All right, and so with that, the floor is open for any questions of intent, starting with Senator Azan.
Just want to clarify on this. Did ISU Rec ask you to put 10 years for the contract lifespan?
Yes.
Okay.
Senator Kameyer.
If the program is successful, could we see implementation into LEAD anytime in the future?
Is maybe still an answer?
We did look into it. You are able to say you don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really know how to rephrase that, so.
All right, Speaker Momini.
Are we able to negotiate or change the 10-year contract to be a lesser amount of years?
Can you repeat that?
So the bill says it's a 10-year contract. Can we make that a lower amount, not 10 years?
Yes.
Senator Pelzer.
No.
All right, with that, are there any further questions of intent? Technically, I do apologize, it's one question of intent. I would let it slide if it was in one speaking privilege, but I apologize. Are there any Holiday? Yes, you can. Holiday.
Thank you. Was the number 66 like specific for something?
Yes.
All right, with that, are there any further questions of intent? Seeing none, we'll vote on this bill next week, and we'll move on to item 2024-2-008F, funding for student engagement with Senator Nievenhoven.
Everyone, my name is Jonathan Nievenhoven, and I am the senator for the Ivy College of Business. Tonight we are introducing this bill to fund student engagement. I'm fairly new to these matters, but our ultimate goal for this is to fund the department that impacts every student every day. It impacts everyone in some sort of way, through all the posters throughout campus, through leadership events, Club Fest, and more. Take this week to ask questions, review it, ask anything you need, but we'd like to bring this to Finance Committee to dive deeper into it.
The floor is open, starting with Vice Speaker Pursley.
Is there a reason Iowa State doesn't pay for student engagement and student government does instead?
Senator Kameyer.
Is there a possibility that the IL budget can be a separate bill from the student engagement budget?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Azan.
Do you know the reason why this bill was not, processed in a regular annual allocations? Do you know the reason? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Did you know the reason why they could not submit it in regular official in your budget?
So feel free.
Yeah. Do you know the reason why they could not submit in a regular official year annual allocation project?
Yes. Oh.
Okay, we can discuss it.
Senator Pedisani. All right, with that, are there any further questions of intent? Sydney Jones.
Was the $100,000 that we have on this bill that was not allocated placed elsewhere after it was not allocated for?
No.
Okay.
Are there any further questions of intent? Seeing no questions, we'll move on, see this bill again next week. And with that, we've actually completed our business for this evening, and so we'll now move into general closing announcements. Sydney Jones.
I have a question. I'm not sure who this would be for, but the substance-free tailgate, would that count for outreach credits? Perfect. Thank you.
And with that, are there any further closing announcements? All right, so seeing none, I don't really have any announcements for everyone today, but I would just remind you, like Colby was saying earlier, please respond about the Board of Regents event. We're excited. We really want everyone there. And if we can wait a moment before we pack up, if we can just adjourn, we're almost there, you guys. And if you haven't filled out the waiver for the retreat, and if you're driving, if you haven't done your check and your driver's training, those things would be great. That's all I have tonight, so I'll yield to the Vice Speaker.
Reminder to keep writing your name in the book for doing your office hours, and if you haven't sent me your weekly office hours yet, please do so. I have the calendar almost done, and I'll be sending it out to you guys in the next week or two.
Well, that was lovely and short. Next week, we do have some finance bills. Please come with questions. Please look at those. Try to be a little bit proactive. 99 is a big number. If you guys looked at the bottom of that bill, that's a big number. So ask your questions. Be curious. It's okay. You're not bothering anybody. Nobody should be bothered that we're asking questions, right? But with that, I'm going to try and figure out the Pathways program with the people that we have now. It might be reimagined a little bit from what I wanted, but I still want to make sure that we feel comfortable here and everybody gets to know each other and feels good in their Senate seats. So with that, motion to adjourn. Go Cyclones.
That we are adjourned. See you next week.